So, movie review, the 1958 movie The Quiet American, uh, directed by Joseph L. Mankiewicz, based on a book by the very famous author Graham Greene. To the cast then, the American who plays the role of Pyle, that's the name in the book, but we never hear that word in the movie. He's just described as the American. It's played by Audie Murphy. The lead role of Thomas Fowler, the war correspondent, the British war correspondent, is played by Michael Redgrave. Inspector Vigo, the French policeman, is played by Claude Dauphin. Georgia Moll plays the young Vietnamese woman, Phong. She is actually an Italian actress. And we have two sort of villains as such. Fred Sadoff plays Dominguez, and Richard Liu plays Mr. Hung. There are other members of the cast worth noting. Karimba is Fung's sister, and we also have a character, Bill Granger, played by Bruce Cabot. So what have we got here? Well, it's a political thriller set in a war situation. We're in Saigon in 1952, and the Vietnamese insurgents stroke communists led by Ho Chi Minh are basically involved in a civil war with the French colonial rulers. Because of the nature of labeling these insurgents as communists, and it's of course pre-Vietnam War with the US, there is a significant part of the plot related to the activities or not of the American administration, particularly in light of the soon to be seen communist witch hunts by McCarthy in the 50s in the US. So that's the backdrop. The American arrives in Saigon. We're not quite sure why he's there, and as the film progresses, we get more and more of a feel to the possibility that he's working for the CIA, but maybe he's a philanthropist, or maybe he's just a traveling American who is a do-gooder. This plot piece is looked at considerably. As for Fowler, he is involved in a romantic relationship with Phong, but he has been unable to get a divorce from his Catholic wife who lives in England, and he's posted into Saigon. And the arrival of the American who meets Fowler and later Phong starts the beginning of a sort of love triangle involving both men's desire to keep hold of Phong. Phong is a fairly typical young woman. Her English is not good. Her French is very good. She is intelligent, but in many ways naive. And we see how the film evolves in terms of her feelings towards both the men. Coupled with this is the development, probably because of Redgrave's increasing awareness that he may lose Phong to the American. He starts to develop suspicions about the American, and these are quickly fueled by the two communist sympathizers, Mr. Hung and Dominguez. Although certainly with regard to Dominguez, Fowler is completely unaware of the fact that he is feeding information to Hung, and basically these two men are trying to build up a profile about the American, suggesting ill intent. So that's basically how the movie sort of evolves. I found, in black and white, of course, I found the movie completely completely captivating. I was following it frame by frame. The political aspects of the movie are very interesting indeed. It was said that Green was very unhappy with the plot change by Mankiewicz to introduce this as a movie that could be seen as pro-American and anti-communist, because originally the book was very much an anti-war based novel. So there is that element to it, and also it's the cinematography shows Saigon in a very documentary sort of style, which is very realistic, and all in all, a tremendous performance by Redgrave in the lead role. Just about completes what was 2 hours well spent. I would suggest that you get to look at this, particularly for those who may have a sort of interest in Southeast Asia. We obviously get a picture of how it was, and to some extent how it still is in these countries, particularly for women who are looking for a better life and see the opportunities with a foreigner that they wouldn't with their own. And so that's it then. That's my movie review. Just a final point, this movie was redone in the early 90s with Michael Caine in the lead role, and my memory of it is a bit foggy, but I do recall it was also very worth a watch, so give that a look as well. So, The Quiet American.